Good morning, Grigory. Hi, I'm Blaise Omakoa.
And I'm Angelina Nanette. Today is Friday, November 3.
Today on JNN, we look at our school's celebration of Dia de los Muertos.
We remember Joe Grigory's legacy.
And get the latest on fall sports.
All this and more on today's JNN.
Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, was celebrated this Wednesday and Thursday. Lauren Bennett and Malik Lothery show us how the HYLC Club is honoring the holidays traditions here on campus.
Today we celebrate Dia de los Muertos. This is not a morbid celebration. It's not something sad. I think there's a lot of miscommunication about the celebration. My HYLC students wanted to represent it, and they wanted to educate people about the celebration and how exciting and amazing this is. For me, the way that I decided to, why I decided to do only half of it is because it's a very thin line between life and death. For example, so you are, alive in 1 minute and the other one you're not.
We want to let everyone know that there's a specific day that we celebrate and honor everyone.
I have some family members that have passed away, so we go to the cemetery and we decorate their graves with flores de cempasúchil. Then at home, we have an altar.
And the altar is like a really big significance to our culture because we make it so that the dead can come back to us.
For our older relatives who have passed on, we put them alcoholic drinks, which are a mezcal and tequila or cervezas, beers.
I know a lot of people are skeptical about it and don't believe in it, but if you believe in it, it feels special.
Grigory has a very diverse population of kids, and they need to have more knowledge of what's around. Everyone can celebrate on Dia de los Muertos. You don't have to be Hispanic. You just have to have the motives to celebrate the people who have passed on.
The celebrations will continue today at lunch around campus. Global Studies SLC is holding a t-shirt design contest. If you're a Global Studies student interested in designing the new SLC shirt, submit your design to either Mrs. Jackson or Mr. Salazar in the N building by November 15. Every school in the district besides Modesto High is named after a local educator who has made a difference to our community, and our school is no different. Joe Grigory was celebrated all day on Monday in honor of his birthday. Liliana Lopez and Jessica Rios bring us the story of Joe Grigory's legacy, which remains on campus today.
Joe Grigory was my baseball coach in Little League when I was about 8 years old. I just remember being on the baseball field, and whenever he talked with a kid one-on-one, he would always get down on a knee. And I remember him talking to me on the field once, and he was down on his knees, so it was eye to eye. And I never forgot that.
Our school began a new tradition this past Monday by celebrating what would have been the 70th birthday of Joseph Grigory.
We wanted to start a tradition that on his birthday every year, we would honor him and kind of share and make a connection with students so that they kind of had a feeling of who he was.
Mr. Grigory and his family and my family were very close growing up. As my sister and I got older and we started dating in high school, he would interview them like my father would interview them.
You can see how young he looks there. And that was his first administrative job at La Loma as the VP there. He was there supporting all of our activities and promoting the school and promoting a positive school environment.
And he had an amazing way of diffusing the tension and getting back to the focus of what do we need to do to help this student.
If you knew him, you knew how much he loved school and he loved education and helping out others.
He had discipline, he was strict, he was tough, but he was fair, and the kids respected that. He was a great choice for a school being named after. No one could make an argument against him. And I think that's why ultimately it ended up being named after him.
I always think every single day when I'm meeting with students or families, how can I honor him in the decisions that I make?
The celebration of Grigory's birthday will continue next year and beyond. Reporting for JNN, this has been Liliana Lopez and Jessica Rios.
15 seniors were announced yesterday as finalists for the American Heritage Essay Scholarship Program. Grigory is represented each year in the program, but never before have this many students from our school been honored. The seniors will be recognized in a ceremony on November 14, and there we'll find out what award they've received, ranging from $100 to $2,000 scholarships. Congratulations to all of our finalists. In news from the SBO, don't forget to turn in your blood drive paperwork as soon as possible. The blood drive will be held next week Wednesday in the gym.
Seniors, you have only 2 weeks to turn in your deposit for the grad night trip, a jungle cruise around Alameda where you'll spend the night on a triple-deck yacht with waterfront activities and sweeping views of San Francisco. You can turn your $40 deposit for the trip November 6th through 17th, and the total cost of the trip is $100.
Hey Jags, this is Alyssa Bartlett bringing you the latest on varsity athletics. All of our varsity sports have advanced to playoffs this season and are currently in their first round. The girls tennis team beat Cesar Chavez 9-0 on Monday in their first playoff match. For the singles match, Sasha Origel and Leah Kim each won their matches. For doubles, Julia Rodig and Nanki Diol won their match 2-1, and Jenna Kerrigan and Cleisha Kang also finished with a 2-1 win. The players advanced to the next round of playoffs against Davis Senior High School in Davis this past Wednesday, but at the time of this recording, those scores had not yet been reported. Now on to cross country. The varsity boys took first place in MMC and the girls took second place behind Downey. The top boys' time was taken by Santiago Ruiz for the MMC meet with a time of 15 minutes and 42 seconds. And Madison Cackley ran the course in 19 minutes and 21 seconds, winning MMC for girls. In addition to our varsity runners, Ian Torres placed first in MMC for Frosh Soft boys, and Cassandra Contreras placed first in MMC for the Frosh Soft girls. After the win, the boys and girls teams will be advancing to the CIF subsections in Angels Camp tomorrow, and if our top runners place highly at that meet, they will advance to the CIF section meet on November 11th. The volleyball team played West High School at home on Tuesday night to kick off the CIF playoffs for the Division I level. They beat the team in 4 sets, with senior Emily Joseph leading in kills for the match, and sophomore Bianca Dowlett led in aces for the game. The team moved on to the second round of playoffs after the match and played St. Francis yesterday in Sacramento. At the time of this recording, those scores had not yet been reported. Senior Shelby Grover and sophomore Mara Simoni led the team in blocks with 33, and Emily Joseph leads in aces with 81. Finally, let's move on to football. We're in the final stretch of the regular season with just 1 game left until playoffs. The catfight against Modesto High was last Friday at home, where the Jags won 20-14. Here's some highlights from the game. The team jumped out to a 6-point lead with Trey Longstreth's 85-yard kickoff return, and minutes later, quarterback Bobby Avina connected with Colton McCautry in the end zone for the second score of the night. Avina threw a pass to Gabe Sanchez for the third and final touchdown for the Jags. Check out their full highlight reel under the Sports tab on Jag News Net and on our YouTube channel. The varsity football team has their final league game tonight against rival Downey. Cesar Flores and Diego Gonzalez bring you a closer look at what's to come tonight.
We're on a mission as a program, and we're going to do everything we can possibly do to complete this mission Friday versus Downey. But we know it's going to be a great game, and all three of them will be.
Tonight, Grigory faces off against Downey for a chance to win the outright title of MMC champions.
We're just so focused and dialed in on what can the Grigory Jaguars do to get it done. Not what Modesto High is doing, not what Downey's doing.
You don't always get a chance to play games like this, and if you had 10 games like this a year, your team would be so ready for the playoffs and, in the future that your team would get better. But we only get one of these, and our kids have put themselves in a position to be playing for a title this week, and even though we lost our last game, this is a special week for us.
Well, I think personally Downey's a better team than Mohai is. I think Mohai just managed to rattle them in their game and just be able to come out with the win. But I think it's still going to be a good game this week.
I just think that whenever you come off a loss, you tend to focus a little bit on everything. You tend to find the little things that didn't go right and find a way to make them better for the next game. And that's the only silver lining in a loss, is you find a way to get yourself better.
Our defense has been really good all year long. They've done a great job of just, playing good, sound, smart, fast, physical defense. The guys just flat out hit people. So I know on Saturday morning, the opposing team they're feeling it. They've got after. I think we've only given up the most points we've given up all year is 15.
It's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be better than last week's game. And we just got to go play. People can say whatever they want on paper. It's just a matter of going out and actually playing on Friday night. So it's going to be good.
Reporting for JNN, this has been Cesar Flores and Diego Gonzalez.
Watch the varsity team face off against Downey tonight at 7 at Downey. In other sports news, the girls basketball team will be hosting tryouts this Monday after school in the gym at 2:30. And boys soccer will have tryouts after school on Monday at the soccer field. You must have your physical completed with your golden ticket turned in before tryouts begin. Well, that's it for this week's JNN Fall Sports Box. This has been Alyssa Bartlett signing off.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Remember, tonight's the final night to see the Jags play in the regular season.
Join the spot at Downey, 7 p.m.
Well, that's it for today's JNN.
I'm Angelina Neth.
And I'm Blaise Holt-McCoy. See you next time.